Hey everybody, and we're back with our second Dwarf Fortress video. This footage is not my best, and once again struggling to run this medium-sized fortress with OBS, and now I'm actually capturing two screens. In the top left corner there, you can see this is DFHack, which you will have to learn. I don't know, maybe there's some purists who disagree with me. I'm sure there's people in the community who disagree with me, but this tool is really useful. And I need it, I mean, for this to be kind of a fun game. It is included in the Lazy Noob pack, and it's a pretty well-supported utility within the community. That's something, okay, to start at the beginning, Dwarf Fortress, you are going to have to, like, meet the community. You're going to have to get into these groups where people discuss the development of the game, because, I mean, the developers are definitely the bosses. This is their game and, you know, top tier, but the interaction with the community is really important and a big part of this. So anyway, so DFHack up in our top left, when you see that move, that is me typing in commands, and we can talk more about that. The other main thing I want to cover in this is menus, which is what you're looking at now. You're looking at me kind of scroll through menus, and this is in the last video I talked about how the two parts of the kind of the user interface are challenging in different ways. The first one, to see what you're looking at, because it changes and it's very symbolic. So we're looking top down at an office right now. It's like in a various stage of construction. The stone has been smoothed and engraved, and then now we're actually looking at the distillery closer to the surface, which is where dwarves make their alcohol. Dwarves in this game are biologically adapted to almost exclusively drink alcohol. I think they will only drink water when they are injured. They will drink it in hospitals specifically, otherwise they will always drink alcohol. And they're skilled at brewing it from everything, from grass, from just anything that you might find, plants and fruit. You can see right now, actually, towards the top. Okay, this is if we're at the part of the video with a ton of text, that is actually a character description. And this is how deeply each dwarf is simulated. All their memories, all their preferences. You can see there's injury reports. She has difficulty with words and iffy sense for music. Bad intuition, poor focus. She likes limestone, she likes pewter. I just lost the text, I can't read it anymore. Here, I just pulled another one up. His fourth finger, left hand is broken. His fourth finger, left hand is smashed open. He is 17 years old, born on the 25th of Opal in the year 101. His wavy hair is extremely long. Every detail about every one of these dwarves. And so they each have a life story. That dwarf, I don't even know what happened, if it was in battle or an accident, likely battle, knowing my guys, but has a left hand injury for the rest of his life. It will continue to be simulated and affect everything that he does. And again, there's actually, I think at this point I have 140 dwarfs. I got some new migrants to this fortress, and so my computer is struggling to run this with OBS, but especially when I'm doing dual windows and I'm rendering Dwarf Fortress and then I'm rendering DFHack. So we'll go over DFHack a little bit in this one, and I'll do it in the future, maybe in smaller maps or something if I need to talk more about how to use DFHack. But good for now to just show you that it's there and what it looks like. It looks like a command prompt. It's now in the bottom right-hand corner. It looks like a command prompt, and it is. It's this is part of how the developers and the community are so closely entwined. If you go on the forums and you're like, I need to do this, most people will assume that you have DFHack, and they will give you almost debugging instructions, like, you know, type this in. That's a cool cache. Actually, I made that circular room. If you can see the circular room now, that was made in DFHack. There's a dig circle instruction, which the normal GUI, the graphical user interface for DFHack vanilla, or, you know, pure, doesn't have it. It's very hard. You'd have to physically draw that circle out of rectangles, basically. So just a lot of quality of life stuff like that. We're looking at this office. We're still improving it. I'm actually giving a command now. The thing that you see flashing is I'm giving a command to all my dwarfs, because they all have permission to smooth stone and engrave stone. It's not dangerous or difficult work. And I am ordering them all down immediately to start improving this office and make it even more ornate, more elegant, like a nice room. And my game is super. You can see I just turned off fast dwarf command in DFHack, and I'm great. I'm pulling it up. I'm reading my own mind. So my game was actually freezing because I was ordering the dwarves to all 140 of them to teleport instantly to the next job, and that was lagging my computer to death because I had just ordered all of them to come to this office and start working on engraving and smoothing stone. And so I realized that, and I turned it to fast 1, teleport 0, which means that they are still sped up, but they're not going to pop in and out of existence and murder my processor with like their pathing, because the teleportation is not part of this game. It is a hack. It's a hack that was kind of coded in, so it breaks the game, and the game is already not super well optimized. You can see we were frozen for a minute while we were saving. Really struggling with this game. But like I said, I think that's going to get better as I don't specifically also feature my DFHack window. Here the first dwarves are coming in. They, as you can see, they're sped up, but they're not teleporting, so they pass through that doorway and they begin work. The flashing tiles now are ones that are specifically targeted by each dwarf, and that's part of their pathing too. They'll use that to decide, like, you know, who does what job. I'm going to this flashing icon, and that way you can get a sense of, and now you can see they all have jobs. One of the issues with teleporting them is that the game won't register what jobs they have. So earlier I was checking and it said lots and lots of no job. This is another menu that shows what skills they're allowed to, what work they're allowed to do. And so I'm pretty liberal. I as a joke, I name them all comrade because they all just lend whatever they can. But I task them with all work, and that's not a good idea. Like, you don't want anyone to try the bone surgery, for example, but smoothing stone, engraving stone, you can usually get away with it. All right, I'm running out of time. This video was too short. I love talking about Dwarf Fortress. I will catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.